Hello dear students, today I am going to start the uh, third lecture of linear kinematics, and we're doing some questions of displacement and distance as we have discussed earlier, and then we'll start velocity and speed. Okay, so we come to the third lecture. So we move to the next question. We have discussed some question in the previous class. Now we come to the next question. Okay. See, we have a wheel of radius r. Say it is a wheel of radius r over the horizontal surface. Okay, there is a mark over the wheel, and this mark is P. See, P is a mark over the rolling wheel. Okay, it is a mark. Radius of the wheel is defined r. This wheel has both linear and rotational motion. It is combined motion. Okay, you have to get the displacement and distance of mark P when first time it comes in contact with the ground. Okay, so we have to find displacement magnitude and distance covered by mark P when first time it comes in contact with ground. Contact with the ground. This result we have to get. Okay, so we come to the solution. You visualize the rolling wheel. Okay, say first time the point P, mark P of the wheel comes in the contact with the ground and after time T. In between, P will come to the highest point. Okay, now I have discussed earlier, you consider the initial point as origin of coordinate system. You will have to consider a reference point from an initial point, initial position of P. It is suppose origin of the coordinate system. So suppose this coordinate is x and this coordinate is y. Okay, so we consider one coordinate to be x coordinate. Suppose this coordinate is x and this coordinate we have what? Y. Now this point is the origin of coordinate system. It is 0 0. Now anyhow we have to find the coordinate of the point P, mark P, after time t when it comes in contact with the ground first time. Okay, so we find the coordinate here. Now see, in y coordinate the reading is 0. Now if you come to the x coordinate, this point P first time comes in contact with the ground after covering what distance? This distance. Okay, so what is the length of this part? It is the circumference of the circle, that is what? 2 pi r. So this distance you may consider a thread here. You start this thread end is fixed here and the other end is this. Now you elongate the thread is actually it is inextensible. So if you take the thread here like this, you come to this point. So what will be this length? This length is exactly 2 pi r. So this distance is 2 pi r. It is along what coordinate? X coordinate. This distance is 2 pi r. Now we have known initial and final coordinate. So what will be the displacement here when initial and final coordinates are known? So displacement is x2 minus x1 I cap. It is x1 y1 and it is what? x2 y2. So that is 2 pi r minus 0 I cap, and along y coordinate 0 minus 0. There is no reading. The result we get, r is equal to 2 pi r I cap. And distance covered by the point P, we have to discuss it in the rotational mechanics. Actually, in case of pure rolling, the point P traces a cycloid path. This path is called cycloid. The derivation will be there in the rotational mechanics. This path is called the cycloid path, and the length of the cycloid is 8r. So distance covered, it will be derived further. Okay, so length of this cycloid, the distance covered is 8r. So actually you have to get this value. So we should have given the question, what is the displacement of mark P, displacement magnitude. The second part will be discussed in the rotational mechanics. So what is the magnitude of the displacement? So you get the magnitude of displacement, it will be what? 2 pi r. It is the answer. Okay. Now I am giving you one more question. It will be for homework. There is another mark, suppose Q. Q is a mark over the wheel. It is also a mark over the wheel. It is the position at time t is equal to 0. Okay, initial time. The wheel starts rolling. So for the rolling wheel, find displacement of mark Q when it comes in contact with the ground first time. Okay, when first time it comes in contact with the ground, then you have to get the displacement of mark Q. P हमने फाइंड किया, यू हैव टू गेट द डिस्प्लेसमेंट ऑफ मार्क Q. सेकेंड पार्ट, displacement of mark Q when second time it comes in contact with the ground, and the third part, you have to find the displacement when this point Q comes in contact with the ground nth time. Okay, so you have to get the displacement of mark Q when it comes in contact with the ground nth time. Okay, when nth time it comes in contact with the ground. So these results you have to get for Q. And one more question I am giving. Suppose this point is T, so find the results for Q and T marks Q and T. Okay, here also displacements of marks Q and T, and here also you have to get the displacement for marks Q and T. Okay, so these results you have to get. Okay, now we come to one more question. Now we move to the next question. Question 2. Whenever you have to get the displacement of particle or any point, so you find the initial and final positions, final coordinates actually, and use the displacement formula. Okay, so within xy coordinate system, it is origin, we have a circular ring of radius r, it is a ring. A ring of radius r. Okay, and we have a line so this one is a line which is free to rotate about its one end. This line is free to rotate about one end, and which is at the center of the ring, at the center of a ring. Okay, initially this angle is 30 degree. Okay, after some time it is the position at time 0. After some time ring linear element comes to this position This one is the final position. It is T1 and it is T2. Okay, this angle we have given 60 degree. This one is the intersection point P. It is the intersection point of the line and the ring. So we have to get the displacement of intersection point of the ring P between the time interval T1 to T2. So question is, find displacement and distance of intersection point P between time intervals between the time interval T1 to T2. Okay, so we have to find the displacement and distance of the intersection point P. So say it is the distance covered by the intersection point that we have to get. Okay, and it is the distance covered. And what about displacement? So this one is the displacement. It is distance and it is displacement. If we get the initial and final coordinates of point P intersection point P, then we may easily find the value of the displacement. Okay, so now we come to the solution. So we come to the solution. So firstly we get the distance covered by the mark P. We have to get the distance. Okay, it is the distance covered. This radius is R. We have this radius is R. Radius of the ring is given R. So intersection point distance from the center of the ring is what? OP, that is equal to R. Now what is the angle between these two positions, that is 30 degree and 60 degree? This angle we have what? 90 degree. Okay, it is actually 1/4 of the circle. So you may get the length of this circular arc. So what is the distance covered? Distance covered is equal to theta is equal to arc by radius. You may also use this formula. So that is 2 pi r by 4. It is 1/4 of the circle length. What we get? Pi r by 2. Also you may use the formula theta is equal to arc. Length of the arc is divided by what? Radius r. Now you get S is equal to theta r. And what is theta here? That is 90 degree or pi by 2. So 90 degree is also pi by 2. It is pi by 2 into r. So it is the distance covered by the particle. Okay. Now we have to get the displacement of mark P. यह थोड़ा ब्रेन यूज करना है आपको. You have to get the coordinate initial and the final coordinate. Okay. तो in mathematical physics we have discussed the graphs. ग्राफ्स हमने डिस्कस किया था, तो ग्राफिकल कॉन्सेप्ट आपको आना चाहिए. ओके. Then we come to the next part. This coordinate is x and this coordinate is y. We have to find here what? The displacement. So we are going to get the displacement of the intersection point P. See, what is the equation of this circle? So if you get the equation of the circle, then also you may resolve the vector value. See, वो सिंपल होगा आपके लिए. Okay, this radius is r and this angle we have what? 30 degrees. Suppose this one is the initial position P1 of the intersection point P. Okay, so now see, resolution of vector we have done in the mathematical physics part. This vector is r, which is neither along x coordinate nor along y coordinate. It must be resolved along the coordinates. So this reading is what? R cos theta. Component along theta is always in cos, and this result will be r sine of 30 degree. So we get the value. What about this coordinate? The reading x1 is equal to r cos 30, that is root 3r by 2. And what about y1? That is r sin 30. R sin 30 is r by 2. Cos 30 and sin 30 का values आपको पता है. Now we come to the second part, the final position of the line. Okay. Now this coordinate is x and this one is y. Now intersection point P, final position is suppose P2. Now this angle is what? 60 degree. Again resolving the vector along the coordinates. Suppose this one is a radius vector r2. So again come to the coordinate system. It is x and it is x positive and it is y positive. Okay. This angle is what? 60 degree. Again, value along theta is in terms of cos. So this result is r cos 60 degree. And what about this result? Along y coordinate, in front of theta it will be in sine. It is r sine of 60 degree. Now coordinate for P2 is x2, y2. Okay. Then what is the value of x2 here? That is r cos 60. R cos 60 is r by 2. And what about y? R sin 60. Sin 60 is root 3 by 2. So y2 is equal to root 3r by 2. Okay. Now you have initial and final coordinates x1, y1 and x2, y2. Now we come to this part. X1, y1 and x2, y2 are known. Now displacement of the point P, intersection point P is equal to x2 minus x1 I cap plus y2 minus y1 z cap. Okay. Now you have the values. Putting values we get r by 2 minus x1 is See, y2 here is negative. It is positive x coordinate, it is negative y coordinate, it has negative sign, that's why we have taken negative value. Here both are positive, x1 and y1 in that quadrant are positive. R by 2 minus I cap plus y2 minus y1 j cap, so that is minus y1 is r by 2 j cap. So it is the displacement of the intersection point P. Now you may get the value of the magnitude of the displacement. Okay, now we take a similar question, it will be for homework. Then we will move to the next part, velocity and speed. Okay, see, this one is the ellipse. This one is an ellipse. Okay, this value is given 90 and this coordinate we have given 04. Sorry, you must revise the graphical concepts that I have discussed in the mathematical physics part. Okay, now we have a line of sufficient length it is a line of sufficient length. Line of sufficient length having axis of rotation at the center of ellipse. Free to rotate about the center of ellipse. Okay, now you have to find the displacement of mark P. This angle is suppose 30 degree. When dot comes to this position. Okay, it is the position at time t1 and it is the position of time t2. Here it is the intersection point. So what we have to get, find displacement of intersection point P between time t1 and t2. So see, it is the question for homework. Okay, now we come to the next part of kinematics, that is velocity and speed. Here the displacement and distance was linear, and in case of rotation we have angular displacement. Here speed or velocity will be linear. In case of rotational motion it will be angular displacement or angular velocity. Okay, so here we have to discuss only the linear velocity and linear speed. Okay, Now we come to the concepts of velocity and speed. You must have done in 9th or 10th class. So what is velocity? It is the rate of change in displacement by time. And what is speed? It is the rate of change in distance. So our next topic is velocity. It is denoted by v vector. It is a vector quantity, and speed v. It is vector quantity and speed is what? A scalar quantity. Okay. So velocity is actually it is rate of change in displacement. Rate of change in displacement is called velocity, rate change. So in the differentiation application we have discussed a rate of change in the physical quantity. Okay, so there I have done that part. A rate of change in the displacement is velocity. Okay, similarly a rate of change in the distance will be called speed. The difference is that velocity is a vector quantity and speed is a scalar quantity. Okay, so velocity vector is a rate of change in the displacement. It is dr by dt. Okay, here dr, that is the small value of r. So here dr is the small displacement in small time dt. Okay, we consider a two-dimensional coordinate system. Suppose this coordinate is x and this coordinate is y. Okay, it is the position of particle, initial position at what time? t1, and p2 is the final position of particle at what time? t2. So say it is the displacement of particle, least distance between two given points, and particle is tracing a curved path from p1 to p2. So it is displacement, and this one is what? The distance covered. So p1 was the position at what time? t1 time, and p2 was the position at what time? t2 time. So we have to consider the motion of the particle from point p1 to p2 within the given time interval t1 to t2. Now we consider a small displacement. Suppose it is the small displacement between p1 and p2. This small displacement is what? dr. And also we can consider a small distance between p1 and p2. This small distance is ds. So dr and ds are the small displacement and distance respectively in what time? Small time dt time. So dt is the small time between t1 and t2. So what we have, dr is the small displacement in a small time dt between these two points p1 and p2. Similarly ds is what? It is the small distance in small time dt. Okay, it is between p1 and p2. So velocity we have rate of change in displacement, while speed is what? The rate of change in distance. So if we come to the speed, it is the rate of change in distance, that is small change in distance by small time. ds by dt. Okay, so speed is a scalar quantity. Now see, we have distance always greater than equal to the magnitude of displacement. ये प्रीवियस क्लास में मैंने बताया था आपको. Now rate of change in distance will be greater than equal to now rate of change in distance is speed and rate of change in displacement magnitude is what? The magnitude of velocity. Okay, the speed will be always greater than equal to the magnitude of velocity. In case of curved path, speed will be greater than the velocity magnitude, while for straight path, speed and velocity both are equal. Okay, now we come to one more basic part. We are doing here motion without considering the cause, force. So in case of motion, we have uniform motion and the other one is what? The non-uniform motion. Okay, so we have two type of motion, one is uniform and the other one is non-uniform. If a particle covers equal distance in equal interval of time, then the motion is what? Uniform. While if the particle covers unequal distance in the equal interval of time, then the motion will be called what? Non-uniform. Okay, अच्छा, कुछ बेसिक पॉइंट्स हमें चेक करना है. We are taking some position time graph for a moving particle. If graph is straight line, that means the particle is covering equal distance in equal interval of time. In that case, motion is uniform. If position time graph is straight line, then the motion is uniform. So here motion is U for uniform. And if the particle is covering unequal distance in the equal interval of time, in that case motion is non-uniform. So see here, motion is non-uniform. Okay, we are coming to one more graph. It is again position time graph. See, what is the possibility of this graph? Is this graph possible? Say, at a fixed time, suppose t, the particle is at two different positions. This position is suppose p1 and this position is what? p2. So in case of physical motion, the particle cannot have more than one position at a fixed time. Okay, it's like I am at this coordinate at a fixed time, तो मेरा कोई दूसरा कोऑर्डिनेट नहीं हो सकता स्पेस में. तो a particle must have what? One position at a defined time. तो